Welcome to the RadioU podcast. Coming up, another streaming service price hike.
Also, what bold MLB prediction do we have for the second half?
All that and more on the way next. It's Hudson and Allie. Nene is not here. Why would he be? Maybe to defend himself? Because we're calling him out a little bit right now.
Oh, we're calling him out because he's absolutely opening himself up for attack.
He deserves it.
Yes.
You might remember going back to the beginning of this month, Nene and Allie both decided to set forth on a quest to not eat fast food all month long.
Well, not just fast food, just not eat out like anytime that you are paying to eat out.
To not pay to eat out all month long.
Yep.
And Allie, we're 18 days into the month. You've stuck with this.
I've stayed strong.
And we're 18 days into the month, and Nene's eaten out 24 times by now somehow.
It feels like it. I think he said yesterday it was like 7 or 8 times.
It was one thing when we came back from like July 4th weekend, right? And he was already like, I didn't. I failed.
I broke it at least once.
Yeah, starting over. But he was like, I'm starting over. It wasn't like, I guess it's over now.
Yeah.
He was still going to try. Now, he's not trying.
No, he's not even attempting this anymore. He won't admit that he's not attempting it anymore.
He showed up yesterday at lunchtime with a bag of Chick-fil-A and the biggest smile on his face.
Yep.
No shame whatsoever, even though he's still trying to talk about not eating out all month.
He walked straight up to me, Hudson, as soon as he came back with that Chick-fil-A to show me that he got that.
The month is less than halfway over, so or more than halfway over, There's less than half the month left. It's done. It's over with. Just stop pretending, Nene.
Yeah, he needs to stop pretending. Honestly, I'll be impressed if he goes the rest of the month without eating out. Because he's shown he has so little willpower to do so that if he makes it another 2 weeks, I would be shocked. But also, it's like, at that point, I'm like, all right, you did 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So, hurrah for you.
If he makes it the rest of the month without eating out, I'm not going to believe it. I'm just going to think we didn't see it. I think he's going to be...
He just did it behind the scenes.
He did it secretly.
Yeah.
Then I'll be expecting a video to come out sometime after the fact of him with Chick-fil-A at a Coldplay concert on the big screen or something, because he's going to... I don't believe he can do it.
No, I don't think he has the strength to make it.
And I'm not mad. I don't care. It doesn't affect me. We're just trying to keep him accountable.
Exactly, because literally he came up yesterday, he had the Chick-fil-A. You had already were on your way out when you ran into him in the parking lot coming back with your Chick-fil-A.
Right.
And he told me what you said to him, which was like, you have eaten out Nene more times than I've eaten out this month, and I'm not even trying to not eat out this month.
Yeah.
So that just shows you, it's like, because he can't have it, he wants it even more.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have the willpower to say no.
Yeah. I just hope that this only extends to fast food and not to any other areas of his life.
No.
Where he needs to say no.
I think he's the type of person that did it with me in solidarity, but didn't actually really plan it out. For me, I've planned it out. I created a menu to be like, this is what I'm going to eat on this day and this day and this day. So I knew what stuff I needed to buy at the grocery store. I knew my plan. I don't think he had a plan.
Yeah.
I think he went into this blind.
I've said this before, that it's so easy to come up with excuses to not do things you don't want to do, but it's, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you need to make an excuse of why you should go to the gym, it's so hard to come up with an excuse to
go,
to convince yourself, but it's really easy to convince yourself to do things that you actually want to do.
Exactly. He comes up with an excuse every time, like, I didn't have anything else to eat. I was out with friends. I didn't want to not be able to join my friends, which he's out with friends like every single night. So I wouldn't even be shocked if he eats out every night.
And the nerve. Now, this is what I am a little upset about. Going back to the fact, when he started, he was like, the rule is, I can't eat out. I can't pay to eat out.
Oh, yes. He came up with this rule.
If somebody buys it for me, that doesn't count. Hudson, will you buy me chicken? He asked me to buy him fast food so that he would be able to make it through this month.
Yeah.
If I actually went through with that and had bought Chick-fil-A for him on like July 7th or whatever,
right?
I would feel such a fool right now.
Yeah, I've been all for naught.
Yeah, that would have really grinded my gears. I also think it's just crazy how he eats just Chick-fil-A so often.
Yeah.
Like I like variety and I love my Popeyes. I just can't eat the same place or even the same style of food so repetitively that I feel like he does, where it's just always Chick-fil-A. And they don't even have different things on the menu. It's the same thing every time.
And he orders the same thing every time. So, but I get that. I get loving something so much that you just want to have that and you crave that. But for me, I just feel like eating out, even if I wasn't doing a challenge to not eat out, it's so expensive to eat out, even fast food, that I just cannot justify doing it more than like once or twice a week.
But Nene's just got that kind of money.
Yeah, apparently, that's what he's showing me right now. He's rich.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's single. He doesn't have a lot of expenses.
Yes.
So I guess that means that he can eat at Chick-fil-A 3 times a week.
Yeah.
At least.
I was
even when he's trying
I think
not
it might
to.
be more than that.
Yeah.
But he just doesn't have anything to spend money on, so he can spend it on Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, I guess I get that.
I mean,
I wish
why
I
not?
had that
If it makes
problem.
you happy, why not?
I wish I had that problem. Okay, so tell me when this sounds familiar. Jake Paul has found his next fight.
Oh my goodness. Seriously, is this a broken record at this point?
No, it's for real this time.
Oh my goodness. I don't know how many more stories like this I can take before I just am so sick of hearing about this.
Well, this one sounds more legit than the last.
Okay.
Several. It is Jake Paul who has agreed to fight a boxer named Anthony Joshua. Now, we're not boxing aficionados, so I had to look up. Is this a boxer I should actually take seriously, or is this somebody that possibly should be in a home?
Yes. Is he reputable? Is he not a senior citizen?
This is a boxer who is, first of all, 35 years old.
Okay.
He has held the Unified World Heavyweight Championship twice, as recently as 2021.
All right.
He's fought recently. I think his last fight he did lose. But Anthony Joshua, I mean, definitely it seems more real of a fighter, perhaps, than anybody that Jake Paul has fought at their current state.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably true because looking here, it seems like a lot of Jake Paul fans are worried about him.
Yeah. And just to get him to do the fight, so this is a fight that Jake Paul has said he agreed to this. This was being put on by a Saudi Arabian individual known as Turki Al-Sheikh. And apparently the terms of the deal, I have a hard time believing this is true.
Okay.
But Jake Paul would only get 1% of the purse, and Anthony Joshua would get 99% as a way to try to coax Joshua into taking this fight, because he very well may not want to, because Jake Paul, by some seen, is not a real fighter. Mm-hmm. I don't know why, but for some reason... This might seem like a little bit of a hoax for some reason. And so Jake Paul trying to really encourage this fight to happen, if all of this can be believed. Well,
we always have thought that kind of behind the scenes, what was happening with these Jake Paul fights was they were agreeing to this, fight contract or whatever to fight with Jake Paul. And in that agreement, it was just known that you are going to lose, or Jake Paul was not going to be knocked out. He was not going to lose, whether it was, a tie or something like that. But this feels like they're really trying to make it maybe that isn't going to be predetermined. I don't know.
I'm hopeful that this is actually legit.
Yeah, a legitimate fight, because I feel like we haven't really seen that from Jake Paul before.
It's also interesting that the person that we talked about that's trying to organize the fight and funding this, the Turki Al-Sheikh, is that he wants Jake Paul to lose.
Yes.
He's putting this on because he wants to see Jake Paul get knocked out. He said stuff like that he thinks it's good for the younger generation to have boxing stars or whatever. but he doesn't like the way he fights, and so he wants him to lose. And so he thinks Anthony Joshua is the guy that can do that, that can defeat Jake Paul and maybe put an end to the nonsense. So we've got half of a fight.
Potentially.
Anthony Joshua hasn't agreed to anything yet. So.
Yeah, we'll see. And that's why I'm just always nervous when I, not nervous, that's not the right word, but I'm just always wary when I hear these stories and these headlines, because I'm like, it doesn't really mean anything until it's officially on the card.
And we know how it works, right? Jake Paul says that I'm only taking 1% of the cut. So, and then if Anthony Joshua doesn't want to agree to it, then it seems like he's chickening out.
Yep.
And Jake Paul can strut around like he's too scared.
He doesn't want to fight me.
And again, I know very little about actual boxing besides that Jake Paul just fights old people or, all guys that are all washed up. But maybe he knows that Anthony Joshua very well would never take this fight.
Yep.
And so that's why this is the guy that's been called out, because it's like we can say it's a real fighter. We called him out and he's too scared or whatever. And we continue on living this lie that we've concocted for ourselves.
No, he just doesn't want to agree to that clause on your contract that says he has to lose.
There's a video taking the world by storm from a Coldplay concert. 8772 RadioU. Hopefully you've seen this. I've watched it so many times.
Yeah.
It's, I guess Coldplay at their shows does somewhat of a kiss cam where, they just find people in the audience, put them up on the big screen. And in this case, they found a couple that was in a loving embrace, enjoying a Coldplay concert, since I'm sure it's very romantic. And as soon as the camera shows this couple with it's a woman and then a man standing behind her, his arms wrapped around him. They seem so in love, don't they, Allie?
They do. At first, you just think it's going to be a wholesome kiss cam moment.
For one very brief second, they seem so in love, and then they see themselves on camera, and the man disappear. He drops into oblivion. It looks like the floor. It looks like a trapdoor opened beneath him. Yeah. And he disappears. The woman also runs away. And then very astutely, Chris Martin of Coldplay says that they just really don't want to be a camera, or they're having an affair.
Right. He said, he's like, either that couple is having, he's like, they're cute.
Shy. I think they're shy. Either they're shy or they're having an affair.
Oh,
and
you were too right, Chris Martin.
These people have been outed, and it certainly seems as if they were having an affair. The people have been identified. It's the man is Andy Byron, who is the CEO of a company called Astronomer. And then to make matters even worse, the woman that he's with, not only is it not his wife, he is married, but it's Astronomer Chief People Officer Christian Cabot.
Yeah, Kristen Cabot, yeah.
So now you're talking about an inter-office romance.
Mm-hmm.
Not good.
Not good. Honestly, when I saw this, incredibly depressing to see something like this.
Mm-hmm.
We know affairs happen, but just to think of like the effects of something like this, and the effects of somebody making such a terrible decision, it's probably hurting so many people currently by this news getting out there. Now, it's better for it to be out there than not,
right?
Because my thought is, like, if this video had never happened, if they were never on that big screen, they would continue going on with this secret affair for who knows how long.
Well, think about this. If they just acted naturally, they wouldn't have gotten caught either, because nobody would post this video if they just act normally, because nobody would know who it was and that they weren't married, or that they were married to other people.
That's a good point. This TikTok never would have gone viral if they hadn't have reacted in such a visceral way.
It would be completely newsworthy, 100%.
Unless they were more worried that there's somebody at the concert that was going to recognize them on the screen.
I guess there's the potential for that.
Yeah, like his wife's there, like somewhere in the audience.
She's there with another man, so it's actually fine. Yeah, but I mean, I can't. It is such the way that they just
it's instant.
Poof off of the screen.
Yeah,
is so amazing. And actually, Chris Martin of Coldplay, you have to give him credit of just rolling with it.
It was obvious. You knew immediately, like, oh, something is terribly wrong. I saw this yesterday on my social media, and I was like, again, at first, I didn't read the caption. I just saw this video and thought it was a cute kiss cam video, and then they react that way, and I'm like, uh-oh.
Everyone can tell.
You can tell.
Everyone can tell instantly. I do love, I mean, when something goes viral like this, there's so many great comments. Somebody said, it's extremely rare to get a glimpse of a man at the exact moment he loses half of everything he owns.
Ooh.
And this is a CEO, so it is going to be, it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
He's going to lose a lot. I mean, he'll still have a lot, but he also will lose a lot. Also, what's worse, finding out your spouse is cheating or that they're a fan of Coldplay? Scientists have spent time figuring out if dogs like to watch TV. 8772 RadioU. The answer, a resounding yes.
Okay.
According to a new survey or new research done by Auburn University, they found that 88.3% of dogs actively watch TV.
88%.
That's basically 9 out of 10 dogs.
I was going to say, definitely the majority.
How did I get the 1 out of 10 that doesn't watch TV?
I was just about to ask you, does Saphira the dog watch TV?
Never.
Really?
Not that we want her to watch TV, but you're just curious, and sometimes you try to put stuff on to see if it will rile her up or anything like that.
Yeah, get her interested.
And it's incredibly difficult. She definitely won't watch. Sometimes she will react to the sounds, particularly if there's a doorbell on the TV. That always seems to get her. But she will never, no matter what we do, would not sit and watch anything. She will not even, it's like she won't even look at the TV screen.
Yeah.
So Saphira the dog is the
exception.
11.7% or whatever it is that definitely does not watch TV. But apparently she's the vast minority.
Yeah, she definitely is. She's the odd dog out.
Yeah, definitely. Now that's not all these researchers found out though.
Okay.
They also found that different dogs prefer different types of programming on TV, and it's not just random either. A dog's personality otherwise seems to influence the kind of TV that they are more likely to be drawn to and watch.
Okay.
Some dogs show more interest in TV that shows other animals on it, which is what naturally to me would make sense.
Yes.
Some dogs will just watch what they call it anticipatory following, which just means if there's a lot of stuff moving on the screen, they may not know what's going on, of course, but they're just watching it because it's activity.
It's moving. Yep.
And then they say that there's also cautious watchers, which is dogs that they say dogs with higher anxiety basically are watching whatever's on the TV just because something's going on and they're worried about it.
Yeah, they think something bad's going to happen.
They have their sensors high.
Yeah.
In case, I don't know, something comes out of the TV.
Maybe.
I'm not sure, but that's the kind of thing that an anxious dog would do.
Yeah.
Whereas energetic dogs are more likely to watch the animals, and so they found out a lot.
But, yeah, obviously your dog's not sitting there and watching TV like regularly, and it's not like paying attention to what's really happening as far as like understanding or comprehending the story of whatever you're watching. But are they paying attention to it? Yeah, they're getting it. The TV is getting their attention.
So I guess what you could learn is if some people like to leave the TV on for dogs when the people are out and the dog is home. And so maybe think about your dog's personality and which type of TV programming would best suit your dog.
Yeah.
And if your dog's an anxious dog, then maybe you think you're helping because it makes it feel like people are around, but maybe you shouldn't because your dog's watching being worried.
Yeah, maybe you should put on one of those like things you can find on YouTube that's just like, it's like a nice little fountain, like a fairy fountain, and it's very calming music and water stuff like that.
You have a cat?
I do.
Does your cat watch TV?
Sometimes I notice she is looking at the TV, but I think it's more of that she's anticipating the movement and watching that. And so when she was younger, she definitely would And I've heard that this is how cats are. When they're younger, they're a lot more interested in the TV. As they grow older, they kind of grow out of it.
Yeah.
But she would definitely try and get up on the TV stand and like want to swat at whatever was moving on the TV.
Yeah. I've seen I've seen cats interacting with TV, but I've definitely seen TikToks of dogs like that do pay attention to the TV and reacting to it, and some of them are big enough to like knock the thing over.
Oh yeah.
Zafira probably could, actually. Zafira the dog, so I'm very thankful that Zafira the dog. I definitely prefer her just not caring.
Yeah.
It really doesn't add anything to my life if she wanted to watch TV.
No.
And I'm selfish, so that's all I care about. There's a controversial concert practice that some are saying is ruining music festivals. 8772 RadioU, and K-pop fans are apparently to blame.
Oh no.
The practice is kind of known as K-pop camping.
Okay.
And what happens is, at some music festivals that have more of a mix of genres that do have K-pop involved, you'll have K-pop fans come only because they're so obsessive of their music, right?
Yeah.
They'll come only to see the K-pop artist, but because they're so obsessive, they'll come like they'll get there as early as you're allowed in, camp out at the stage where the K-pop artist will be performing, but be completely, like they'll stay there, but not be involved in any of the other concerts leading up to the K-pop event. Then the K-pop concert happens, they have their good time, and then they all mass exodus, not even caring about if there's anybody after that.
Right.
Which then I guess opens it up to everybody else who does care. But in the meantime, they're making it difficult for the performers and fans of the other performers leading up to the K-pop, because it's go from there. How do you feel about this?
Well, this is crazy. I'm seeing pictures here from what looks to be Coachella, where it was pointing out on Reddit, K-pop fans camping, and this is what it looks like. Basically, what it looks like is there's a bunch of people that are seated on, like, you know those little foldable stools that you can put in the bathroom?
Yeah.
Like, let's say you have, little kids and they need a little lift to get up to the sink.
Yeah.
These are what you would have at home. So they brought those. They're literally sitting down at Coachella in the middle of a crowd of people near the stage and reading a book.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
But yeah, they're taking up space for other people, so they can't get closer to the stage to enjoy the act that they want to see. And they're just sitting there not paying attention to what the music act is doing and not engaged whatsoever. So they're just literally taking up space just in their own little bubble in their own little world until their K-pop band
They
comes
may
on.
very well have like AirPods in, for all we know, not even listening to the music that's going on the stage.
It looks very odd.
As an artist, I would find this very frustrating.
Oh, yeah.
If you were a performer at an event, you have very little control, but at the same time, you'd be like, can you not schedule me in front of a K-pop artist?
Yeah.
I'm grateful for the opportunity, but also please don't put me in front of a K-pop artist, because I'm going to have a bad crowd.
Yeah. I will say, though, I don't know if you can truly blame this on just K-pop fans, because I'm sure this happens for all of the big outdoor festivals where people just want to be close for whatever big act is coming up.
Yeah.
And they are not very engaged. They don't care about whoever is playing before. And so they end up with a tough crowd like during the day.
I think that's part of music festivals.
Yeah.
But I will say that for me, I've been at situations where I've gone to music festivals and staked out a spot at the front of the stage and just stayed there all day.
Yeah.
But typically, the difference between what people doing that, which I've done, and the K-pop fans is that the K-pop fans are actively basically ignoring what's going on.
Yeah.
Whereas I would, if you don't have AirPods in and you're paying attention, maybe you're not the best audience for who the artist is, but maybe you find out you like them and because they're a good performance. The K-pop people are not going to even notice that because they're in their own little world.
They're sitting down, not engaged at all, just taking up room for everybody else. And again, I think I would be annoyed if I was another fan and this was what was ahead of me. I'd be like, hey, get out of the way if you're not here to enjoy this concert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truthfully, it's not illegal. It's definitely not illegal.
No, it happens all the time.
I don't think there's a rule you can make to prevent this. So,
no.
The only thing you can do is just change how you schedule things.
Yep.
If you want your festival to be enjoyable for the most amount of people, you just got to schedule it right.
Yeah, the K-pop band comes first.
Yeah, even if they have a bigger following. Finally, the sports desert has a bit of an oasis, the return of baseball after we've had to go the last 2 days with literally no sports. There's been absolutely no actual American sports going on. But baseball is back today, the second half of the season. Allie, how about from you, we get a bold prediction for the second half of the year?
I was going to try to go for team prediction, but the team prediction I feel like is such a homer pick, but I'll share it anyways just because I think it's fun. I think Cleveland is going to have one of the best second half records.
Yeah, that's a big homer prediction.
Big homer prediction, but they ended the first half hot, winning several games in a row. And they had been really, really up and down, never really able to string together many wins.
Yeah.
And they swept the Astros out of nowhere.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, maybe they're putting something together here. So I think they're going to have a better second half than they did with the first half.
So what, they're going to make the playoffs?
I think they're going to get into the wild card. I doubt they will catch Detroit. Detroit has a 15-game lead or something like that.
Now that would be bold.
That would be crazy. I would love it if they could do that, but you would need Detroit to literally fall off the face of the earth. For my actual bold prediction, I'm going to say that Garrett Crochet is going to be your Cy Young winner.
I mean, I definitely like that prediction.
Yeah.
I have a few reasons to think if I take my emotions out of it, because obviously he plays for the Red Sox, I would love for him, and that if he wins the Cy Young, that means he has an amazing second half.
He's having an amazing year so far.
He is having an amazing year, but he's got to go through Tarek Skubal, and like you mentioned, the Tigers have a 15-game lead. They're surely going to win their division. They've got a really good shot of being the top seed in the American League playoffs.
Yep.
Which also means that he might be able to skip some starts later in the year, which keeps his stats good. Because, they could also get they can't get much better than they are.
Well, so. I think at least actually they're tied in earned run average currently. But Garrett Crochet, he has more wins than Tarek Skubal currently. So, or no, they're tied in that too. Oh my goodness, they're tied 10-10. But I do think Garrett Crochet very on par with Tarek, and also it's really hard to win a Cy Young back to back.
Yeah,
and Tarek Skubal won last year for the American League.
Well,
so
I hope you're right.
I'm not saying it's going to happen. It's a bold prediction. It's bold for a reason. What's yours?
I'm gonna say the Dodgers missed the playoffs.
What?
Yeah.
Miss the playoffs?
Yeah, they're just going to miss the playoffs.
So they just suddenly start losing a whole bunch.
Yeah, I mean, the National League is tough. There's a lot of good teams. The Phillies, the Mets, the Brewers have been playing well. They got the Padres in their own division. So I don't know. Yeah, the Dodgers, it's not like they've been running away with their games like everybody says they would. They haven't been as dominant.
No, I do agree with you on that. And one of the things I was thinking of, but I was like, is this too bold? Is this not bold enough? Maybe it's not bold enough, but I'm thinking the Padres are going to win the West.
Yeah, I like the way the Padres are playing. I like their team. I mean, my prediction, I didn't want to have a homer prediction, but I'll throw it out there anyways. The Yankees missed the playoffs. I'm
fully on board with that one.
Yeah. I mean, but is that even bold? They're only one game ahead of the Red Sox. They're only 3 games ahead in the wild card race.
They've had a pretty mid-season so far for the Yankees. And I know you said the Red Sox doing well right now. I think there's definitely a chance where you could see the Red Sox.
The Blue Jays are playing well. They're leading the division.
Yeah.
The Yankees, Aaron Judge, very streaky. He could bat .093 for a month, and they don't have a lot else in their offense. So.
I mean, he is the average leader right now for all of baseball.
But his has caved because he was batting, which is a compliment. He was batting .400.
Yeah.
But he's lost 50 points on his batting average because he's not been playing well.
Yeah.
An ancient Japanese practice known as forest bathing has been soaring in popularity, particularly in RadioU Ohio land. 8772 RadioU. Have you ever tried forest bathing?
Like literally bathing in the forest?
No, there's no bathing. It's bathing yourself in forest, not bathing yourself in the forest.
So you're no nakedness going around.
Not necessarily.
Okay, thank goodness.
Unless that's how you just want to do it.
No, I don't want to, and I don't want to see anyone doing that.
Forest bathing it doesn't have to involve getting naked anyways. It's just literally, it is what it sounds like. Instead of bathing yourself in water, you're bathing yourself in the forest.
So you're just enjoying time outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be the simple way of putting it. But you couldn't charge a lot of money to do that.
Oh, people are charging you to do this?
You can take like forest bathing classes. Yeah.
Oh, come on. Just go on a hike.
But, you need to learn how to properly bathe yourself in forest. And people are paying good money to do this. And not for nothing, because it does, this is an ancient practice, and there are studies linking it to numerous health benefits, including reduced stress, improved mood, even enhanced immune function.
I think those are all the same ones given for just spending time outdoors.
Yeah,
and being active.
This is bathing, though.
Yeah,
this is.
I think I'm good.
Here's what you need to do to bathe in the forest. You need to activate your 5 senses. It's not just walking around. It's using your 5 senses one at a time as you walk around.
Okay.
Then you'll pick up on things that you wouldn't normally notice. This is according to Tyler Menke, who is a representative of one of the places that offers forest bathing classes.
It sounds like something that someone would say if they were representing forest bathing classes.
It's just about slowing down and being mindful, giving you an ability to decompress. And people are raving about this.
Okay. I mean, I know. Here's the thing. We both have said this multiple times. We're big fans of living outdoors, being outside, and especially during the summer, enjoying that outdoor time. Now, it's been really hot in Ohio lately, so it has been tough to spend a whole bunch of time outside because it's hot and humid. But I think it's absolutely true. You definitely can benefit from being outside and engaging all 5 of your senses. I can't disagree with that. But paying for it, I don't know if I can get behind it.
Well, we like hiking. We like going into state parks and things of that nature.
Which is free.
But what if we could be doing that, but even better? What if we're not maximizing our outdoor time?
Maximizing our outdoor potential.
Yeah. We're doing it. We think, I'm getting all these health benefits. I'm walking around. I'm smelling the fresh air. I'm tasting the rocks. But what if...
tasting the rocks?
5 senses, right? So what if somebody taught us to do it the right way, then we'd be getting even more benefits.
Well, I don't think there is a right way that I can really say you have to do it this way, because I think there's multiple ways you can go about enjoying being outside.
I think what we need to do is somebody needs to offer us a free forest bathing class so that we can let everyone know if it's worth paying for, what price we would put on it. It could be a food fight, because we're supposed to use our 5 senses. We're supposed to taste
the rocks.
Yeah, taste the rocks. And so then leaves.
I don't know.
But maybe you taste the wrong leaf.
I don't think I want Tyler Menke telling me what to do.
Yeah. He seems like he knows a thing. He seems so calm. I wish I had that. Get your popcorn ready. It's our weekend tradition, the weekend watch list, letting you know which movies are new that you could be watching in theaters and sometimes at home this weekend. Is there anything that can take down Superman at the box office this weekend? If there is, it's probably Smurfs. Smurfs, starring Rihanna, John Goodman, and Kurt Russell for some reason.
Whoa!
When evil wizards Razamel and Gargamel take Papa Smurf, the Smurfs embark on a mission to the real world to save him. With help from some new friends, they must discover what defines their destiny to save their universe.
I have not seen anything for this movie. No trailers, nothing. I completely forgot it was even coming out.
I only heard about it because of Rihanna, because I guess she has a song in it. She's Smurfette, but she's also in the movie, or she has music in it too. It has a 20% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, the critics were not kind.
Odie Henderson of the Boston Globe says, when the credits rolled on this animated bore, I felt like a smurfing fool for getting my hopes up. I wanted to kick my own smurf.
What a review.
I'll be honest, obviously the reviews are bad, but like, I have no attachment to the Smurfs whatsoever. I did not like the Smurfs ever. I don't know why we keep trotting them back out.
I mean, they are a popular, or at least they were a popular IP at some point. So I get why, I feel like we've talked about this plenty of times. It's easier to lean on an IP than it is to make original content. Hollywood seems dead set on using every IP there is.
When are they going to admit that the Smurf IP just sucks?
I don't know, but hopefully...
It can't even stand on its own. They need to attach Rihanna to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Hopefully this will be a resounding, message to them to let them know that they just need to stop.
Yeah, I doubt it. I think it probably still makes money for some reason. But maybe that's not for you. Maybe instead you want to see I Know What You Did Last Summer. When 5 friends inadvertently cause a deadly car accident, they cover up their involvement and make a pact to keep it a secret rather than face the consequences. 1 year later, the past comes back to haunt them as they learn someone knows what they did last summer. Stalked by a mysterious killer, they soon seek help from the 2 survivors of the legendary Southport Massacre of 1997.
This tried to be Scream back in 1997 and, in my opinion, failed epically at it.
It sounds like it's failing this time, too. 39% on Rotten Tomatoes. And Adam Graham of the Detroit News says it's a lifeless attempt to squeeze blood from a stone that didn't have much to offer in the first place. Nostalgia is overrated, Jennifer Love Hewitt's character says at one point late in the movie. You said it, sister.
I was going to say, that's exactly right, because not only is it a nostalgia, but it's also a nostalgia for something that was not good in the first place. So it sounds like me and, is it Adam Stone you said?
Adam Goodman.
Adam Goodman, we agree.
Adam Graham.
Adam Graham.
Of the Detroit News. Finally, new in theaters this weekend, Eddington, starring Joaquin Phoenix and Pedro Pascal.
Man, Pedro is in every movie
I know.
ever.
I don't know how he has time to do all of this.
Overexposure to Pedro Pascal.
This is the new Ari Aster movie, Eddington. During the COVID-19 pandemic, a standoff between a small-town sheriff and a mayor sparks a powder keg as neighbor is pitted against neighbor in Eddington, New Mexico.
Okay.
Eddington is now in theaters. It has a 67% on Rotten Tomatoes. And Bill Gutekunst of the Arizona Republic says it's a jumbled, intriguing, inconsistent mess. And yes, it is uncomfortable by design.
Interesting. Ari Aster, I feel like he only directs uncomfortable movies.
Yeah. Maybe this one isn't quite on the level of some of his other successes.
Well, all of his other successes are horror movies.
Yeah, Hereditary, Dream Scenario, Midsummer. He's got some good ones.
Yep.
I don't know if this one will do quite as well, but it does have a good cast. Let us know what you're watching this weekend, 877-2-RADIO-U. I don't know that any of these are enough to get me out in theaters. Yeah, so I might have to catch up on some other stuff.
I was going to say, I'm planning to see Superman, so none of these new ones are a draw to me.
Yeah, you know what? I think for better or worse, and I think for better, Superman will still be at number 1.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think it's going to have another big weekend. That's your weekend watch list. We'll see you at the movies. It's WNBA All-Star Weekend. The WNBA All-Star Game coming up tomorrow, and I believe today we get the WNBA Skills Competition.
Yep.
But it's all going to be without Caitlin Clark.
Boo!
Yeah, she literally...
In
Indiana, literally one of the 2 All-Star teams is named after her.
Yep.
And she's not on it anymore.
Well, I mean, she'll be there, but she's not playing. She's not suiting up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she drafted her own team because they're doing that whole thing that the NBA did for a while where they pick the top 2 vote getters and they get to draft their teams.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they did with Nafisa Collier and Caitlin Clark. So this is so sad because obviously she can't play in the game. But also recently, I think we talked about this literally yesterday, they had announced that Sabrina Ionescu and Caitlin Clark would be going against each other in the 3-point contest.
Yep.
That's not happening.
There is still a 3-point contest, but obviously no Caitlin Clark involved. So it just takes what could have been a big, fun weekend for the WNBA and removes almost all of the juice from it. And so, yeah, I feel like the average person is not tuning in to the WNBA All-Star Game, but they might if it was Caitlin Clark.
Yep.
And now there's no Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark on her home court.
Yeah.
You know, she said, because they really wanted her to participate in the NBA for a special 3-point contest for their All-Star weekend. And she turned that down because she said, no, I want my first 3-point contest to be on Indiana's home court for the WNBA All-Star weekend. And it was all lining up for that to happen. And now she's going to have to turn the NBA down again.
Yeah. And it's so sad because... or it shows how much is expected or hoped for from Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Because any other player in any other All-Star game, we'd be basically patting them on the back for skipping it because they're pointless. They're stupid and dumb, unnecessary. They don't prove anything, and nobody even takes them seriously when they do play. So, of course, your star players, like, honestly, they should be sitting at the All-Star game. But for Caitlin Clark, it's like this could have been a big showcase weekend for the WNBA.
Yeah.
And it could have been this might have been one of their biggest nights of the year. And now it won't be that because there's no Caitlin Clark involved.
Yeah, and I don't want to take away from the other players that have earned spots there. Like, they have done great and they've had great seasons, but she's a draw.
I know. Brittany Hicks has been great this year.
If you know, you know.
Yeah. But it's not complete. All is not lost. Angel Reese is in the game. Yeah. So at least the other big star in the WNBA is there, but she doesn't have you need Batman and the Joker.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's only one part of the equation.
Only have one, and no, you're right. I mean, obviously, there's so many other great women's basketball players, but none that are the draw. It's not that they're not talented and great players. It's just that they're not names that get most people interested.
Right.
So, unfortunately for the WNBA.
Yeah.
But hey, at least it wasn't the only sports that we had this weekend.
Right.
We do have baseball again.
We have baseball.
And UFC.
Oh, yeah. I won't be watching that, but it's there.
I have a relationship here that was ended by clowns. 8772 RadioU. A person has gone on Reddit to complain about how their relationship came to a close, and they're blaming clowns and TikTok, basically.
Yep.
It's a
Two very normal things to blame.
Yeah. The story goes, there's a couple that have been together for a few years, and we have a guy the guy had a big clown collection. He loves clowns. And so he had a bunch of little clown figurines. He says, I have several porcelain clowns displayed around my house on the walls, hung from the ceiling on little swings and on shelves. This is a quote. I adore these weird little creatures.
Okay.
And somehow they were going strong, even despite his clown collection for a couple of years.
Yeah.
But then he says, out of the blue, she told me that she's sick of seeing my weird decorations and clown toys everywhere, that they're ugly and creep her out. He says he asked her where this was all coming from because she'd never mentioned the clowns before. And they've been together for a couple of years. She said that him bringing those ugly clown masks into her home was the last straw.
Yeah, he apparently had recently bought Venetian masks, which if you've seen Venetian masks, they can be a little creepy. And so it's not shocking to see that would be kind of the last straw, and that was for her.
He says that he refused. He stood strong. He stood on business. He stuck with his clown collection. And so she stormed out. And apparently, the reason that she did this in the first place is where TikTok comes in, is because this was a TikTok relationship test where you're supposed to ask your significant other if they'd give up your collection if it meant keeping you. And this guy refused.
This guy said, nope.
Yeah, my clowns are more important.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I have to say, I do feel like TikTok culture, social media culture, really all sorts of stuff like that has kind of told people to do stuff like this in their relationships, particularly girls, it tells them to do this, to give ultimatums.
Yeah.
It's like, well, it's either your family or it's me, or it's this or it's that. And then it's like, why do you have to give an ultimatum? If you truly love somebody, you wouldn't be putting them in that situation.
Right.
You wouldn't be giving them an ultimatum.
If you love
even
somebody,
for something as stupid as clowns.
You love their collection too.
Exactly.
That's a part of them.
You love their little weird quirks, and this is a weird one.
Yeah.
Believe me, it is a weird one. But you knew this going in. You knew this, and so to come up with this now, it just is very strange.
Yeah. This is a relationship situation where I think they're both right.
Right.
Because
they're both okay.
He's right that he should stand on business. It is, in his words, controlling for her to say either get rid of your clown collection or get rid of me.
Yeah.
That is controlling behavior. You shouldn't have somebody doing that to you, but also he should get rid of the clown collection. That's creepy.
Yeah, it is.
I don't want to yuck
creepy.
people's yum, but this is crazy. But having a clown collection is a massive red flag.
Yeah, clowns on little swings throughout your house. Like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
I will not be coming over anytime ever.
If I was in the happiest relationship I've ever had, and I walk into your house for the first time, and there's clowns on swings hanging from the ceiling, I'm doing Abe Simpson, and I'm turning right around. I'm out of there.
Yeah, it
it's
feels
over.
like
I'm ghosting you right then and there.
Right. I would be worried that you're like a killer from Criminal Minds or something.
And you know good and well why.
Yeah, you know why.
This guy, he shouldn't have had to ask the question of like, why did she break up? It was the clowns.
It was the clowns.
It's the clowns, and that's always going to be the reason. It's been a few days now since I saw Superman, the #1 movie in America. Mm-hmm. I've had some time to think about it. I've seen a lot of other people's thoughts on it. People have a lot of thoughts.
They do.
One of the big things, one of the top most common criticisms of the new Superman movie is that Superman gets beat up way too much in the movie. That it's too much of Superman getting beat around and not enough of him like beating up other people.
Fair enough. He is like the best superhero ever.
Yeah. And while I'm not going to say, like, could there have been more Superman, like, beating people up, like more of Superman winning fights in the movie?
Yeah.
I mean, that might have been fun. I'm not going to say that I wouldn't enjoy that. But I feel like the aspect of Superman getting beat up over and over again in this movie is very important.
Okay.
And it actually, like, it speaks to me, and I think here's what I feel. I feel like Superman's power in this movie, one of his most important powers, is his resilience and his perseverance and endurance and being able to take all the punches and all the attacks thrown at him, both physically but also emotionally in the movie.
Yeah.
You see, like, Superman is portrayed as being, like, very able to withstand a barrage's attacks from the world and from the villains in the movie specifically as well. And that's so important.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's something that that's admirable about Superman, one of the many things, and something that we can strive for as well, because each of us experience, like, the world is constantly beating you down.
Right.
There's so many people, whether it's just people specifically, and I think we all have a few enemies in our lives. I know I've got a few. People are always trying to take me down.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But also the world generally. Like, it's just, it's beating you down. There's so many ways that it feels like it's taking away from you and making life difficult on you. And it's hard to find that resilience sometimes.
Yeah.
But I think the same way that is there for Superman, it can be there for us. We can cultivate that. And it's not from our own power, but from leaning on God, because Jesus has overcome the world, and he has the perfect resilience, the endurance that you need to make it through a difficult life. Jesus is there, and he's done it, and he wants to help you, to share that with you as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's so true about, like, it's interesting that it takes a character like Superman, who we don't really view as human because he's not. He's Kryptonian, and he's got all this superhuman strength that he's so powerful and everything. But James Gunn in this story is humanizing him because he's showing these struggles and yet being resilient through these struggles. But it shows us, we absolutely can be resilient no matter what we face and what we're going through. So, and that's something that God can help you with for sure.
And speaking to what I think is true too, is that Superman, even with all his powers, still physically and emotionally, it can still get beat down. It can even still feel like a lot for him. And so if it can feel like that for a fictional superhero, certainly for each of us, where we're dealing with real life struggles and real life, sometimes people attacking you and trying to bring you down, that can take such a toll. But Jesus has dealt with it. Jesus has been through exactly that and knows exactly what it's like and knows exactly what you're going through as well, and has the strength and the endurance and the resilience to pass on to you to help you stay strong through the world's attacks and the barrage of stuff that you're going to get on a day-to-day basis.
Absolutely. Trust in the Savior that suffered for you. He literally walked a trail of suffering, carried his own cross, died the worst death that is ever imaginable for you, for every single person that's ever lived, will live, and, just everybody. So I just feel like that is something that every single human can relate to. We've all experienced loss. We've all experienced suffering. And Christ was not free from that. He experienced that and was able to overcome and defeat that. And so you can trust in him and know that he relates to every experience that you're having.
Yeah, find out straight from God how he knows what you're going through and how he understands it and is willing to help and is there to help. And you can tap into that. Say, hey, Jesus, I want you in my life. I need some of that strength because it is tough getting through every day. If you want to know more, RadioU.com/free gift.
Thanks for listening to the RadioU podcast. Don't forget to rate and review the show.